Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. Now today's video will be the November reading. So it's the general reading for all of the astrological signs for November 2018. For the reading, I'm using the Crystal Visions Tarot deck by Jennifer Galasso. If I need to clarify anything, I'll be using the Zillich Tarot by Christine Zillich. And I will pull one additional oracle card from the Sacred Traveler deck by Denise, Linn. Do remember these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate with you. The only way to get a truly personalized reading would be to order a private reading from me. If you're interested, all of the information on how to do that can be found in the description box below this video. I apologize for getting these out a little later this month. It's just been very hectic past week, so I do apologize for that. The mid-monthlies will be out on time, and then I plan to start working on not just the December but also the 2019 yearly overview for all of the signs. You'll be getting that reading in the month of December as well. So welcome back to everybody who has already seen my videos. Welcome to new viewers. If you have just found me, I do hope that you enjoy the video. Please feel free to like, subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be notified when I upload new videos. And a big thank you to each and every one of you for taking the time to come here and share a few minutes with me, right? And just I hope that the messages in some way do help you. So thank you very much, and I will see you in 1 second for your reading. Hi Taurus, hope you're doing well. I'm here to get into your readings. I've already shuffled off camera, so let's get started. And as a reminder, I think I forgot to say it in the introduction, but do remember to watch, besides your sun sign video, also your moon and rising, because sometimes the messages in one might not resonate as well for that particular month, and the other might. Or by listening to all three of them, you might get a more complete idea of what's coming up for you during the month. Okay, so you have tons of major arcanas. Wow. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Wands. So that is the overall energy for the month of November. And the Suit of Wands deals with the, the day-to-day matters in life, such as the work that we do. It can have to do with creative projects, business ventures, endeavors. And then it's our own drive, determination, passion, ambition for getting those things done, right? It's also our own creativity, right? So it's a very active, very fiery type of energy, right? And the Page of Wands, it can be an actual person surrounding you. When we have court cards in a reading, and I'm looking over your spread, and you have a couple of court cards, so they can be people playing a significant role during this time. If so, this would be a younger fire sign individual, male or female, could even be a child of yours, somebody who's in their early 20s, teenager, because it's young, immature energy, but fire energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But usually with the pages, the knights, I tend to view them more as energy as opposed to, sort of events that happen as opposed to people. So usually, the pages are the ones who bring in news. They are the bearers or the messengers, right, of news. And this could be news of a job, related to a job. This could be news of, sort of a new job opportunity, a new creative opportunity, could be a new business opportunity. But whatever it is, it's very exciting, and it's that news, or maybe you've been waiting for news to come in. And so this is, the news that you have been waiting for. And we do have this kind of waiting energy at the center of your reading here. So there could have been a waiting, and then the news comes in, and it's very exciting, right? It's positive. Could be with a job opportunity that maybe you've been waiting to hear about it. But because, let me show you here, you do have at the center of your reading, Major Arcana number 9, the Hermit, and it's crossed by the Queen of Swords. So, and also you have, let me just tell you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of your 10 cards are major arcanas. So a significant month, I would say, for many of you. Really things very much out of your hands, the universe really stepping in, a lot of divine orchestration at play during the month of November. So, you know, a lot of things happening in divine timing, opportunities coming in when they are meant to come in. It's that type of, you know, there's, when we have more pip cards, just, you know, the regular cards in the deck, not the major arcanas, the minor arcanas, that tells me that, you know, things are more within your control. This is you making decisions. This is you acting on things. When we have as many major arcanas in a spread as you have this month, it tells me that, you know, it could be a very significant month, and things are moving ahead as they're supposed to, but in divine timing and, you know, again, with a lot of divine orchestration, okay? A lot of the universe stepping in and bringing these opportunities in, or pushing you, you know, moving you towards where you need to get to go. So the Hermit is a card that it speaks of retreating. You can see, if you hold her up again, you know, the Hermit is that sort of sage, the spiritual figure who goes off up into the mountains here, you know, in search of some type of truth, right? Seeking out, could be spiritual knowledge. It could have to do with, you know, if it's also kind of withdrawing, taking that time out, possibly putting things on hold, putting projects on hold in order to, you know, to figure something out, to gain a new perspective, or to understand something a bit better. But there is a kind of delayed energy surrounding the the Hermit card. But it's crossed here, so what could help or hinder it is the Queen of Swords. Well, you know, if there is this stopped energy, the Queen of Swords is a very good energy to have helping, because she is very good at, you know, cutting through, if there's, you know, any type of confusion, she cuts to the chase. She's very good at communicating. Again, this could be an actual person you're dealing with, as this is a court card. So if so, this would typically be more of an older air sign individual. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, male or female, even though she appears here as the queen, it could be male or female in these general readings. And she is somebody she's very intelligent, right? This is the suit of swords, so air energy. It's the suit of the mind, the intellect. She's very good at using her words, right? She's very good at communicating to other people. So if there's a problem or a situation to deal with, she's very good at kind of cutting through the BS, getting to the truth of the situation, and making her sort of her. I'm focusing here on the sword. You know, there's something to do with truth, and then she's holding you see all the butterflies around her. So truth and then this regeneration, this beginning. So getting that across to other people. So, you know, with her crossing the Hermit card, trying to gain a new perspective, I think that the Queen of Swords comes in to, you know, as a great help to get you, you know, to figure this out. And then we do have this news coming in with the Page of Wands. So there could be, you might be dealing with this news coming in, and you're using your words, you're needing to kind of cut through whatever, you know, or maybe the news, it could catch you a little bit off guard, but it doesn't matter, because, you know, this Queen of Swords, she's stern, you know, she rules with her head. So if there's a head or heart decision, she will always go with her head. She's very logical, right? So she will figure things out. So this is a good energy. If you're trying to, you have been figuring things out, trying to figure something out, could have something to do with this news coming in. She is a great energy to have to help you. Now, at the foundation of your reading, you have Major Arcana number 3, the Empress. And she is the ultimate mother, the ultimate female figure energy in the tarot. She's all about, she's kind of like the big Mother Earth. You see that she actually, in this card, she's pregnant, all the trees behind her laden with fruit. You see the wheat behind her. Everything is it's very ripe, right? The wheat is ripe. She is with child. So it's a very, what am I trying to say? Can't think of the word. Fertile. Thank you. Very fertile energy. So, for some of you, this could have to do with fertility. So, for some of you, and this does sit in the foundation. So there could have been, finding out about a pregnancy for some of you. It doesn't necessarily have to be, though. The threes in the tarot, they're all about expansion, right? Expansive energy. So giving birth to new ideas, giving birth to, these new situations. So there could be something, again, related to this, career or a business venture, creative project. The Empress is very, since it is so, very fertile, this is creative, this could be creative, like very fertile, creative energy, and new beginnings in the past. So you have, very expansive, possibly giving birth to new projects, new ideas, new things, and then new beginnings sitting in the recent past. You have the Fool card. And the Fool is, it's the 0 in the major arcana. So it's that brand new, it's something brand new that you're beginning, you're embarking upon this new adventure, this new chapter in your life. And it's about, taking that leap of faith. This could be a new project or a new business that's very different than what you have done. Maybe that's why there was this soul searching going on here at the center of the reading. But it's about, being willing to step off the edge, being willing to trust in the universe, trust that the universe has your back, and, and taking the leap of faith as you begin on, this, whatever this new project, this new beginning is. And you have coming immediately after it, your message from your higher self, the Magician. This is number 1 of the major arcana. So you have the Fool followed by manifestation. So and there's progression here. So you're moving from just having this or being willing to take this risk and take this leap of faith to now you are manifesting, right? The Magician it's manifestation. It's about, knowing, trusting in yourself, knowing that you have all of the tools to, really bring about, to create, to manifest. It's you partnering or in partnership with the universe, right? And it's harnessing. It's the harnessing of the energy, partnering with the universe, and then bringing all of that into reality, manifesting it here in the material realm. So very powerful, and you have the 0, the 1, the 3, all surrounding right here in this main portion of the reading. So very, new, exciting new beginnings, manifestation. Very, you are going after it, and you are making these things happen. And then expansive energy. So growth, right? There's growth going on, and we do have this, this very exciting energy of this news from the Page of Wands. So it could be work related. It could be a new, creative project to do something to do with, your creativity. It could have to do with, more to do with your family, something with the, news of a pregnancy here. Now, the only negative card that you have, and I'll pull a clarifier on this, is, and it's not even like a bad card. It's just, I'll show you it. It's the 5 of Cups, which, usually what this card speaks of is, you see how the woman, she's very focused on the 3 cups that have spilled out there, right? And she's not even paying attention to these 2 cups that, the little fairies they're bringing in around her. And she's only sad and just regretting, thinking about everything that didn't work out. So usually, the message with this card is to focus on, don't focus on what hasn't worked out, what you might have lost, what didn't work out for you, whether this is in a relationship or, you know, within your career. Focus on, try to remain upbeat. Focus on the 2 cups, right? And you do have surrounding you, thinking of the 2 of cups as the soulmate card, you have surrounding you the major arcana version of the soulmate card. So, you know, I mean, I'll pull a clarifier, but again, I don't see this as being negative. I think it's just more about, you know, what you need to do here is focus on the positive. So whatever, you know, transpired, whatever might not have worked out in the past, just understand that, you know, there was a reason for it not working out. Sometimes things don't work out, and at the time we can feel upset about it, right? But, you know, then maybe 6 months down the line or a year down the line, and we look back and we're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Now I see why it didn't work out or why that had to end, right? So please clarify the 5 of Cups. What is this 5 of Cups for Taurus for November? Please clarify the 5 of Cups. What is this 5 of Cups for Taurus? Please clarify the 5 of Cups. What is the 5 of Cups for Taurus in November? I'll do one last shuffle here. Okay. I'll divide the deck. So we have, as clarifiers, we have the Ace of Wands, the 8 of Cups, and the Hierophant. Okay. So there could be, on this 5 of Cups, you know, these three cards together. Hierophant, Major Arcana, speaks of, it can be a religious counselor, a religious figure, but it can also be, you know, dealing with kind of those large institutions such as, you know, religious institutions, the government, courts, even, you know, large educational institutions such as universities. It's always related to something that, or an institution that follows rules, that has, you know, follows ceremonies, has all that traditional way of doing things. Then we have the 8 of Cups, which is, in this deck it's called indolence, but it's kind of like, it's walking away from a situation, from something that no longer serves you, right? That no longer brings you happiness, fulfillment, joy, right? It's Cups. And then we have the Ace of Wands, new beginnings. So, you know, again, I think what I'm getting here is, and there could be something to do with, you know, the courts. For some of you, it could have to do with, it could be a past relationship. This could have had to do with your ex, you know, this walking away. And so I think it was what I was getting off the card to begin with, that, you know, yes, if there was a walking away, there was a reason for it, you know, and there's no need for you to keep going over and over and, you know, and just kind of rethinking all of what didn't work out, right? By doing that, you're missing out on the Ace of Wands, the new beginnings that you have coming in. And you do have so many new things here and so many very positive, powerful cards that I think that there's a need to kind of leave the past in the past and focus on what lies ahead. And that's just kind of echoed here by, you know, you appear as Major Arcana number 13, Death, and surrounding you, you have Major Arcana number 6, the Lovers. So, you know, endings and beginnings with the Death card. The Death card speaks of a significant ending to, you know, a chapter in your life, to a relationship, to a job, to, you know, it can really sort of relate to any area of your life, but it usually speaks of a significant ending, right? It can also be as simple as like ending a way of thinking, right? Changing your way of thinking. It can have to do with ending or facing your fears. It can have to do with fears sort of from the past, like facing those fears and understanding and learning from it, you know, and releasing is also to do with releasing those fears in order to give way to what you have around you. And again, surrounding you, you have this beautiful Lovers card, which is, this is the soulmate card. This is the major arcana. It can speak of a choice, a very significant choice, sort of a head or heart decision that has to be made. Actually, in early tarot decks, this card was actually called the choice, and it would usually have a man facing two women, needing to choose between the two of them, or a woman facing two men, again needing to make a choice between the two men, but understanding that the choice would ultimately affect all three of them. So a significant, maybe life-altering, life-changing decision here. So, and that's what you have surrounding you. So there could be a significant decision to be made. For others, this could be a relationship with the Lover's card. And, the soulmate relationship, it does not necessarily have to be romantic in nature, right? Obviously, it can be. And, and especially the way that it's depicted in this particular deck, you see that the couple, they're tied together, right, in this sort of representing a marriage ceremony. So there could be, for some of you, a significant relationship, even marriage, getting married. For others, this could be, a soulmate relationship that's around you that could be helping you deal with or face these fears, or helping you get out of this Five of Cups mentality, right? And soulmates throughout our life, they can appear as many, they can appear as friends, they can appear as colleagues at work, they can obviously appear as romantic partners. So it's not just romantic, but it could be, and that's what you have surrounding you. Now, your hopes and fears, you have the Justice card. So, the Justice card, I think can go sort of both ways here. I think that for some of you, you're hoping, especially with it following, the Lover's card, you could be hoping for, for this coming together, right? The Justice can be the Justice of the Peace. So going to the Justice of the Peace, you're hoping to get married, you're hoping to formalize, to make your relationship legal. For others, looking sort of the other way, this could be, you fearing, maybe, fearing this getting together with the other person because of maybe what's happened in the past. Maybe you have been through a difficult relationship. Maybe you have been through, even a divorce. And so you're reluctant, you're fearful to open up, and to get into another relationship like this. The Justice card can also be karmic justice, right? So you're hoping for karmic justice to be served, right? And this can be, again, divine, like I was saying, with so many major arcanas in your reading, there's a lot of divine timing at play. And the Justice card is very much about divine timing because, sometimes when we are treated unfairly by other people, we might think, well, it's not fair, and why is it that they can treat me like this and nothing ever happens to them? Well, it doesn't mean that it won't ever happen. It's just things don't happen, in our timing. So just because they, might have treated you unfairly, they did something wrong, it doesn't mean that nothing is ever going to happen, that, they're not going to pay in some way for how they treated you. It's just, the universe has its own way of operating. There's divine timing. So there could be that as well. It's also a card that speaks of balance, right? The Justice card, you see she has the scale of justice here. There's also the sword of truth. So again, going back to this Queen of Swords, it could be, something to do with truth or speaking your truth, justice being served, balance being restored. And then we have another card of balance as the outbound energy. You have the Two of Pentacles, and this is a card that can, it is the Suit of Pentacles, so that usually we associate it with like material things here in the material realm, the tangible things such as the money we earn, our homes, resources, financial, stability. And this can come out sometimes, the Two of Pentacles, when, you're balancing, maybe you're working, you're working a lot of, or more than one job, trying to make ends meet, juggling your finances. This can also come out when you're juggling those different areas of your life. So juggling your work life with your home life, you know. It also has to do with needing to go with the flow, needing to be willing to change, to adapt to, you know, right now she has, or she's balancing the 2 pentacles. If somebody were to throw an additional pentacle at her, she would have to, you know, kind of go with the flow, figure out how to juggle that one as well. So it's being willing to adapt, being willing to go with the flow here. So going back to this, the Page of Wands as the overall energy, you know, there could be, for some of you, you know, this new beginning here, or news of a new beginning, new ventures, right? New business ventures, new creative endeavors. And the Page of Wands energy is also very much about thinking outside of the box. You know, it's a very different kind of creative energy, you know. So there might be, and this is over the whole month, there might be a need for you to, you know, to think outside of the box. If you're dealing with a situation, or maybe there's news that comes in, you might need to, you know, to deal with things a little more creatively, or be a little more open and willing to, you know, to deal with whatever you have coming in. But again, just looking over, you know, with this many major arcana cards, and you have new beginnings, right? You're manifesting, you're bringing these new beginnings into, you know, reality. There's growth, there's expansion here. There's a need to face possibly fears, face past disappointments, you know, have this regeneration, this rebirth. And as you move towards the end of the month, balance is restored, right? Both, you know, if this is you finally kind of getting what you deserve, or, you know, in a good sense, or somebody else getting what they deserve for how they treated you. And then there's balance. Balance is being restored, I think, as you move towards the end of the month. So interesting. And the card, I did pull this oracle card before I shuffled the main spread, and you have vast vistas. It says expand your horizons. And let me take a look at the guidebook. Hold on one second. Let me find it. It says, expand your horizons. See the world around you in new ways. This is not a time to think small. It is an exciting time for you. You may find travel or new adventures in your future. Think outside the box. Okay, I was just saying that. That's funny. And I pulled this before I pulled any of the cards. And you can see, actually, I just noticed, the man, he's like getting out of the box. So, and you had that here as well. So something to do with getting out of the box, or thinking outside of the box. All right. Ideas and projects that you have been contemplating are now moving forward toward manifestation. Unconventional relationships may flourish. Take time to nurture your dreams, for big changes are ahead. The sacred traveler wants you to know, as the traveler steps out of the woods, the pathway winds up to a high point with a vast vista. The traveler can see in all directions and knows that all things are possible. New and wondrous paths are ahead. The traveler can choose any direction to go. So get ready for a joyous, expansive sojourn. Take deep and full breaths. Each breath affirms you are in an expansive phase of life. And that's what's at your foundation. You have the expansive energy of the Empress. That's so funny. I decided to do these the monthlies a little bit differently. So the way that I'm doing the monthlies is I'm picking, you know, I do the shuffle, I get this card, and then I, you know, just shuffle the cards, and then I'm actually laying, you know, the spread on camera. So it's interesting how this card completely tied in with the other messages from your reading. So I do hope that the messages have helped you. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful November. Bye for now.